Alright guys, here we're going to talk about the movie The Vampire Effect. 2003's The Vampire Effect, also known as The Twins Effect. Lee, had you seen it before?
I had not under either of its names.
There was a good chance. Yes, of course, Jackie Chan.
Oh, okay.
There was a good chance having Jackie Chan on the cover. You know, you would have seen this.
It's possible someone said, Jackie Chan's barely in that, don't watch that. And I was like, I'm too stupid to care.
It's definitely a scam. He is barely in this movie.
The spirit of Jackie Chan is in the entire movie. I enjoyed this a lot. It's a live-action anime.
Yeah.
It's kind of dumb, and I thought it was funny, and I was not expecting that. I was expecting like a boring gothic vampire kung fu movie, and it's actually like silly, but like dumb. It's like dumb.
This is an outlandish movie.
I like
the
this
plot
movie.
is not important, but the fun things you pull away from it are.
Yeah, and like the fights are like the good Jackie Chan fights.
Yeah.
Even when it's not Jackie Chan doing them. Although when he does it, it's like, okay, that's how it's supposed to look. I'm sorry, I didn't realize. But everyone else is doing a really good job of like doing the thing, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, more than competent, vampire kung fu comedy.
One of the best vampire kung fu comedies I've ever seen.
So if you've seen it or don't care, falls over spoilers, and if not, pull out now.
If you need a place to rent content, you better listen. We're Cannibal Video and we eat the competition.
All right, so here we are for the spoilers of The Vampire Effect. Lee, let me hear them spoiler-filled thoughts.
I usually look into the camera when you say that. I just looked right in your eyes. It was uncanny.
Yeah, for our audio listeners especially.
Terrible. Oh my god. No, I mean for me, I'm not telling you to go watch that. I'm saying like in my mind it was a terrible experience.
Nah, rewind.
Never
and watch.
doing it again. Yeah. Make a little gif out of me. Just oh god.
Lee, let me hear them spoiler-filled thoughts.
I liked it.
Yeah, no, we kind of covered this at the counter. This is a fun movie. The plot itself is ludicrous, but the movie is fun. So this is the kind of movie I'm looking for when I want an outlandish movie.
My notes are like, it's an anime.
Can I see your neck?
Don't be so polite. You gotta be mean.
Let go.
And like part of that is like, oh yeah, so every Asian movie is I'm like, no, it's literally an anime.
Yeah, people are flying and jumping and crazy.
You know, like John Wick or like The Matrix or those movies are animes. Like, and this is so much an anime that it even has weird parts where you're like, I guess I just have to sit through this until it's over because it's an anime.
Anyway, there's one problem. Like what?
Like it's very much that, which I actually really appreciated. It's like like to your point, I think from a storytelling perspective, like when these two chicks meet oh god, action movies are like musicals for dudes.
You really did your homework, huh?
Well, let me get it.
Wait.
I got it.
Okay.
Where like when you get to this important part, you have to tell the story, and you're not just going to be like, I don't know about you yet. I'm not sure I can trust you. Why are you here? I'm threatened by your presence. No, they fight and they're flying through the air and they have big sticks and they're fighting over a teddy bear and it's slow-mo spinning and wire teams. Crews of wire teams, this huge thing, which is a great way to like get that point across, right?
Yeah.
But it's still as light as like, ooh woo, like your sister doesn't like your new girlfriend. Like it still has that vibe. Which is anime as fuck.
It's very anime in that like there's things like our like emo dark prince character is also lovable and wants a girlfriend. And, he does everything but breathe out a mushroom.
Is there a problem?
The sun.
Oh, that's right.
You'll fry to a crisp, like a pork rind.
What am I gonna do?
Like, it's very anime in that way. And then like the action sequences are good.
Like the biggest problem in his life is like, how do I impress her?
It's too easy like that. I want more.
I think I get it. You've fallen in love with supper.
And you're like, you're the prince of the vampires. What are you doing? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and down to how his lackeys are and this and that.
Yes, it's great.
It's very much though I think blamed on the dub. So we watched the dubbed version,
we did.
and I think that things are just cut out of there. Like they don't explain things because there's no relationship established between our like vampire hunter character and his new appointed recruit or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's supposed to be implied or what's supposed to be a thing.
Off screen, they are an item. They may have been married because she calls her my sister-in-law multiple times.
But we're in-laws. At least we're gonna be, and sisters-in-law gotta stick together, right?
So I think that was a localization of like, how do we indicate like you're practically part of the family? Like I didn't take it literally.
But they could have said sister.
But it's
it was strange. I was
so
just like, wait a minute, what?
Well, that's my sister dating a vampire. Remember why we joined the Federation in the first place?
When I took my oath, I wasn't in love with anyone, but now I know what it's like.
So like sometimes that's what I mean. Like you have to. I don't know when the dub was done or who did it. I don't want to make assumptions, but it has the feel of a dub where people dubbed it and they were like, no, I'm smart. I'm not going to directly translate it. I'm going to go that extra mile and really help the Americans understand what's going on. So then you end up. One of my first notes is the Dark Prince, I believe, says capiche.
We're the next generation. Just deal with it. Capiche?
Yes.
And I was like, wait, what? What's happening? And like after that, I was like, okay, we're dealing with like an old dub from the early 2000s. It's probably janky, and I just took everything to be like, the bad guy, I guess. I don't know. Like I was fine with everything.
Capiche, I called out to
like, wait, what?
Wait a minute, we got like a Chinese vampire saying capiche? That's weird.
To like his weird manservant whose name is Prada, and I'm like, what? You have like a fancy dude named Prada? That's really weird.
Names jumped out at me because in the beginning credits, there's like multiple people that have one name, and I'm like, okay, and I immediately was like, and because when the first time I saw this, it would have been like 2003 or 4, so like wasn't even on my radar to think these things. But I'm like, oh, is someone in this like Cher?
Yes, is someone like
are,
a famous?
Are these like whatever?
Yeah.
And then yes, completely that's what it was. The two girls were in a singing group called the Twins.
Oh, were they?
And the Japanese title is The Twins Effect.
Okay.
And they're not twins in the movie. It was literally just to capitalize on the fact that these are pop stars and that is their band's name.
Thank you, because I am committed to doing no research. You were a naughty boy, apparently, and looked something up. But yes, I was like, oh, like, why is it called The Twins Effect? They don't even look that alike. Like, what's going on? Like, who's racist here? What's happening? Why would they change it? And then you see, like, the like, Twins Effect 2. Is on IMDb somewhere, and I was like, oh wait, so like they liked that name better? Because in my head, usually I'm just like, oh, there's another movie called Vampire Effect, and they were like, oops, we have to name it something different in America. But no, this was apparently But I did not know that it was like an idol group or something that they're playing off
had
of.
no idea.
So they're not trained at all? This is just all fake?
I think they are also like just like, oh no, and we're fucking kung fu masters. Like
they might be okay. So yeah, it could be
because they're
anything.
Definitely doing a lot of their own stuff here.
And like
there's a dead-on impersonator.
Some of those groups are also like extreme dancing.
That's my thought. Is they're probably very athletic,
borderline gymnastics and like regimented training and practices and stuff.
We're used to the Wire team because when I sing, they spin me like
you like descend from the top as your thing or some crazy thing. That's great. No, that was the main difference for me. Was like these don't appear usually to be stunt people. Sometimes there's a move where I'm like, well, an actor can't do that, but it's still the same shot. Like, what are they? And they're not like CGing off the face like they used to do in 2003.
What was strange for me was I was like, oh, wait a minute. Jackie Chan is in this movie, but he's only in like a little while. I'm like, wait a minute. How did you even get him if he's only... Because I don't know Jackie Chan to be in these bit parts, like pretty much ever. Like, he has a smaller role in like the Cannonball Run movies.
Ready, fire!
But that's because it's like an ensemble like cast. So I was like, what? And I'm like, oh, it's because they're big stars. He's probably like, I like your music. Yeah, I'll be in your movie. Cool.
And it was like, oh, we do like a whole thing, and they're like, no, they're the stars. It almost feels woke, where all the dudes die, and like the chicks end up like following through with the plan to like save the day and stuff. And I was like, aha. or whatever. But so like on the box, it says in tiny, and they even like somehow fade it. They're like darker, make it darker, make it blurrier, fade it. It says with special appearance cameo little bit by Jackie Chan. But his name is the same size as everyone else's name.
And he's on the forefront of the box.
But he's on the bottom and it looks like a different resolution or something, like just like paste them onto the thing.
Well, he's a still from the movie while they are a promo photograph.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. But I like that. And also, I thought I was racist again because the movie starts and there's like a cold open almost with that one vampire hunter dude.
Wait here. Be ready.
Okay.
When I need you, I'll let you know.
And I'm watching it and I'm like, that isn't Jackie Chan. I'm like, I thought Jackie Chan was in this. Man, I'm racist. I just looked at the box and I'm like, that's Jackie Chan. Wow, I suck. I really have to think about my life. And then like, no, he's just a different guy, obviously.
That's 2 times I did that. Twice. Third time is a charm. Here we go.
The guy who plays the vampire hunter looks like he could be the dad of, what is the guy's name? He's in the Jungle Book movie.
You're not an animal, you're a man.
I am not a man!
He plays a vampire hunter in like Dracula 2.
I was going to be like, Ernie Reyes Jr.
No. I like Ernie Reyes Jr.
We do like Ernie, yeah. No, he had like a look that reminded me of somebody too, but then I think I looked him up and I'm like, oh, you're not anyone I thought you were or something. But he was good too. Everyone's doing moves. He like does a backflip or something, right?
His weapon is so cool.
Oh God, yes.
It doesn't make any sense, but I love it. And that's so anime. Yeah.
So like, it is revealed that like his like companion has a weird, hook shot, grapple hook, like long, impossible distance, grabby thing or whatever. And then I think later it's like visually confirmed he has a like sword that's magic.
It's the same thing.
But then it goes and it has the grapple hook too. And I'm like, oh, they just have these weird cylinders that are like their lightsabers that do like magic things.
The sword appears to be like a child's lightsaber where it like telescopes out.
It must
but,
or something. Yeah.
But not that it's pointy. It's like round because in my head I'm like, oh, it's because it's made for staking. It's not made for slicing. Oh. But then we cut to the end of the movie where like the girls have the swords things too. And they're slicing and killing things. And I'm like, wait, how do vampires die in this world?
I thought people were slicing, but yes, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
The whole time. I mean,
Well,
anyway.
Well, they're certainly striking.
You can't think of it like it's a real weapon. It has
magical.
to be. No, because there's that great shot where he like puts it in the vampire's mouth.
More than once, yeah.
But it's like flat, I think, there. When he's like biting down, like, I don't like this in my mouth. Yeah, it's great. That one fight is amazing because like when I think of like, oh, this is an old Jackie Chan movie from whatever, this is like Prime type of thing of like, mainstream. And it's just like two guys in suits more or less, or like whatever, guy in a suit versus a guy in like a duster coat. And they're doing that, these like weird fights where they do like
one always
multiple
punches and
hits
one always kicks.
But like it's this great like they do like extra hits. They like hit on the way down as they're dodging the kick. It's this crazy like always moving, always interacting thing. And it's one shot. It's not these like I feel like an old man. I'm like the Mike Stoklasa of this, I guess, where it's like that's great to see again. Where I'm like, oh, this is like a fucking. And then later they do weird CG and it makes it goofy or something. But there's little moments where I'm like, oh, you're doing the thing.
No,
right?
for sure.
It's great.
There's a lot of wire team stuff that's totally not needed and like CG flying shit. I'm like, you could have pulled that out and it would have been fine. Because like they are like superheroes, these vampires, and when they're doing certain things, you're like, wait a minute, how could anybody ever beat them? Because you see our non-superpowered people who haven't just taken vampire blood, which I love that. That's cool,
great.
And it's fun to add in the thing like yes, you take this, it gives you the powers for an hour and a half, but if you don't get the antidote, you turn into a vampire. I'm like, yes, that's great.
And it's so anime to have it like it's an hour and a half, and you're like, wait, why? It's a.
You have to understand that the effects of this only last for an hour and a half. If we don't take the antidote by then, we'll become vampires.
The dosage, irrelevant. Dosage, how big are you? How much do you drink? It's like, okay.
I bet you in the original language, it was probably like, it lasts for 90 seconds, like something boss X. Well, what is that? Roughly 90 minutes.
It's like 87 and a half minutes. Okay, we'll just say 90 minutes. Yeah, some weird. Yeah, exactly. Something must have, it's great.
Roughly 2 hours, but we say an hour and a half. That way.
That way it's safe, yes.
Yeah, that's like, CYA.
The precautions you have to take.
He can fly!
It opens for me. The thing I focused on is I'm like, the camera it's insane in this. Did you like the tracking
moving,
dolly crane shots and going in through things and doing stuff? I'm like, whoa, this is like a real fucking movie.
This is a real movie, we say.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Because all of it sounds like it's going to be goofy.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, while it is goofy,
Yeah.
for the time, some of this shit, you're like, holy shit, you put money into this.
It's goofy, but then like the dude jumps like 30, 40 feet off of a thing and just lands in a cool way.
Yeah.
Just looks normal. You're like, that's how that looks. There's no like, oh, they did a goofy trick thing. It just like he's doing it, right?
Yeah.
You're like, okay, fine. Like, it's very, some stuff's played so straight that it makes it like, oh, okay, cool. And some stuff is so goofy when they're doing like the wizard fighting at the end when like the Duke and them,
with his blood essence or whatever.
They're both powered now, and they like eat the little CG, floaty thing.
I thought that was a missed
God.
opportunity.
Yeah.
Like, she has the little thing, and I'm like, oh, give it to Vampire Boyfriend. Because, like, I feel like it would work better for
It would,
him
like,
anyway.
revive for him.
And you wouldn't, need an
okay.
antidote and lose it or
the
whatever.
other one, yeah.
In fact, the whole time, it seems like the goal is to get him some blood because he doesn't have his daddy's supply anymore.
Yeah.
And all the time there's an opportunity, and they're like, don't give it to him. Oh, how about we use it as a squirt gun to keep these vampires at bay? Give it to your vampire so he can actually help you.
Well, and you might be forgiven for thinking, well, he's just some guy, that's her boyfriend, he's sick or whatever. But at the end, they have the audacity to do this thing of like, and now he's the third member of our team.
But now there are 3 more vampire hunters. One of them is me, one is my sister-in-law, and the other one, well, he's a vampire.
It's like Charlie's
he's not done a thing the whole movie.
And they like run at the camera with swords like, yeah, we're doing it. And I'm like, wait. And then IMDb, Twins Effect 2, you're like, oh, okay.
I don't hate it, but
Yes,
I
but it's
feel
funny.
like if you would have given him the power, it would have made a lot more sense.
Or had him play more of a role in the whole final. He does something. I think he throws something to someone.
He
or
fights
whatever.
a little
I forget
bit.
what he does,
I
but
don't know.
he's not as much of a, like, he's not being like, because that's funny, like having your like awkward vampire boyfriend end up being like, holy shit, this is real. I'm gonna start fighting vampires too, and have him like join you in this weird reverse thing where he was like, listen, I just like to like play violin and like hang out in my coffin. I'm not like these guys.
Helen, I told you I would call.
Are you crazy? Do you know what time it is?
We have to kill them, and he like joins them. Like that has a nice, but they don't really. It's like kind of skips that. He never has this moment of like, my father told me this. He lied to me. Vampires are actually in this heart. Like there's no. He's just he comes off like a goofy spoiled brat, and then like he just like, I joined the team now. Yeah. It's,
This is like a PG-13 version of Bloody Mallory.
Okay. Yes, another classic.
I do love his coffin. Is like pimped out. I designed it myself. I'm like,
God.
oh, this is actually pretty cool. I like this.
Wow. I love the lighting. So high tech.
And there's a million scenes like that. Not a million. I'll be more 1,000.
3?
Approximately 3, between 3 and a million. We can't be sure exactly where it falls on the spectrum, but there's those scenes where you think it's like, oh, the jig is up, and then the girlfriend now, Helen, is like, ooh, can I see inside the coffin? Like it's like a normal, and you're like, oh, that's hilarious. This is so dumb.
Wow, it's gorgeous. So shiny. Can I look inside?
Like when he's burning alive out in the sun.
Gorgeous wedding ring that Jackie picked out. And you can bet that he put a lot of time and thought into the decision.
Or just the whole.
I have a condition.
Okay, I'll be honest. I've had a blood problem since I was a kid. I can't go out in the sun. I'm risking my life to come out here.
His manservant guy is like, well, there is a cure for the sun. All right, well, you mix, and he just names things that you would just find in anyone's kitchen.
Just
and
like,
you're wait, why doesn't all vampires do this?
Olive oil, extra virgin is imperative. Throw in a little red wine, slight touch of sesame glue, potassium. Now just a little face cream.
Are you just guessing?
All science starts with testing.
Honey, cilantro. There's no like virgin blood of an ox or something.
It's literally just normal things. Lemon pledge, but they're like, what?
Yeah. And a little bit of this, and then he puts that on and is essentially wearing blackface.
Yeah.
Like light brown blackface or whatever.
Helen. Psst.
But we have 2 cultures removed, and we have a guy at the wedding they crashed, that's another element of this, who says, it's your boyfriend. Why is he so slimy? And I was like,
why is he so slimy was
that was
the
amazing,
line I wrote down.
Where I'm like, okay.
This guy's your boyfriend?
Yeah.
How come he's so slimy?
That's funny, because they're not just like, this is serious. This is whatever. No, And like you said, halfway through the date, he's like, starts to smoke.
I didn't like the bride's dress, although the parents were cute.
Hey, you're burning up.
What do you mean?
And she's like, oh, your blood condition is getting worse. We have to get you out of here. Like,
so they're just randomly wedding crashing this wedding.
Yeah.
And that's Jackie Chan's wedding. So we meet him, his wife is like a lush.
Isn't that funny?
Wait, how much you guys been drinking?
Not much. Couple cases of
Hold
wine.
on, that's not much? Look,
is it
it's crazy.
his wedding or is he the...
He's getting married.
Is he?
Yeah, because the best man loses the ring.
what's going on?
No biggie, really. I've just lost the 6-carat ring.
This is just a joke, isn't it?
And He-Man lifts him up like, how do you lose the fucking ring, you stupid idiot? Okay. The wife, though, like, you're like, oh, she's the worst. You think she's gonna leave him in the middle because some guy like comes up, and then she like kicks him, and I'm like, oh, okay.
She like high front kicks him in a wedding dress.
Of course,
it's amazing. Like, there's a certain vibe with these movies too, where it's like everyone knows kung fu.
Yeah.
Like you try to like rob a store, and the guy behind the counter is like, I'm doing all this stuff. Like it's.
I wonder though if like we think that, but I'm like, in other countries, gym is probably very different. Like where we're like, all right, we're playing pickleball. Maybe they're doing kung fu. I don't know.
No, that's racist. No. I have no idea.
I have no idea.
No, I'm sure it's a higher percentage, but like that was at the end. I think of Shaolin Soccer, where they just show this goofy scene of like people getting on the bus are doing like triple backflips, and like everyone's learned the secret now, and they all have tapped into their chi or something. Yeah. I wrote, what a shit ending. I also wrote, she stole his magic marble. She ate it.
There's a trap sequence like in the train yard, and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. These things coming alive, and there's like a really fun like tracking shot along the side of the train where you can see like his partner, like R.I.P. Running along the top there. Actually, let me real quick. She dies, and I'm like, she's dead? Like, I don't even know what killed her.
I thought she was hurt, and she was like not going to do it anymore, and he needed a new one. I don't know.
I thought she died.
Did they show her dead?
I think he said like, and she is no more, or like some word that I'm like, it could be the translation.
Leela was my third partner in the Anti-Vampire Federation. I couldn't bear the thought of losing another one.
I remember him saying I couldn't stand to lose another one, and I wasn't sure if he meant like, well, I lost the one I'm holding.
Oh no, that's because he said I don't. They're sending me a new partner. I said I don't want one. I can't stand to lose another one.
And he means
I think because he lost the last one.
Yeah, he's not supporting her neck either. So if she wasn't dead, she's dying as he's running out with her body.
I wanted to work alone, but I knew the Federation wouldn't allow it. Sooner or later, they'd send me a new partner. It was just a matter of time.
That scene's great. That's when I was like, oh, it's anime. Because between the grapple hook shot thing, and there's a scene where like 4 or 5 vampires burst out, like he gets thrown off the train into like a larger boss battle arena. And then, 4 or 5 vampires simultaneously burst through 4 or 5 train windows.
Yeah.
And they all come out and they go, and they do like their little like
and
poses, and I'm like,
she like swings through, and one guy who didn't jump through, she kicks him through the window. I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on here?
Everything's wonderful.
Yeah.
But that fight, it's crazy. There's all these things that happen. There's some of those shots. It's hit or miss. The first time they do it, when the vampires jump up to the ceiling and then like scurry away, I was like, that's okay. That's not that bad. But then every other time they tried to do it, I was like, that sucks.
Yeah.
It should have been much more sparingly or whatever. Because just to imply what's happening when they jump and they leave the frame, from that point on, where like every audience member would have just been like, well, he's gone. You don't have to show some goofy cityscape shot of him going on the side of the building. Like
the same thing would apply to like Spider-Man. You don't need it every time.
He just goes and like, or like the old Batman where he just and like gets pulled off the, and you're like, what is he hooking onto? I don't know.
Yeah, one time show his plane catching his hook and driving away.
Okay,
like, I guess that happened.
Fine, good. We know it's fine. We don't have to worry about that. Yeah.
That's like the most ludicrous part of the fight.
No, it's the Matrix. They like freeze frame and it spins, and I'm like, this is like, oh, you're meeting your sister-in-law. Like, this is amazing. In that intro, we also meet the Duke.
Yeah.
The villain, who I thought wasn't going to speak, which I thought was really nice.
Now, where is the fifth prince?
He's like a saber-tooth looking guy, and I was like...
he does look like Sabretooth.
So I was like, my man, okay. And then I'm like, wait, all of his cronies are also like Slavic looking? And then it was like, wait, what? And then there's a line to save it where it's like, oh, European vampires, very unusual. They must have come here to do a specific thing. And I'm like, oh, okay.
European vampires are rare around here. When I got my orders earlier, I thought they were wrong. But this...
It's not just this alternate reality where all vampires are white or something. I was like, what's happening?
Well, we know the prince is
some sort of colonial.
vampire.
No, I know, but that comes later. We haven't gone there. In the very beginning, I was like, ooh, okay. But yeah, so he's the power hungry. He's like the guy from Blade 2 or Blade 3 or Blade 1 who's like, I'm a vampire and I want more power and I want to be a daywalker. I want high interest yield, bonds in my name. I want property, and he wants it. So he's trying to get it, and he's been killing all the princes. And now our like emo dude is like the last prince.
So he's the last one then?
Yeah, and the Duke needs him.
And that's what it's all coming down to.
It's weird though that our actual prince, like in the movie, buys a church. We're like, wait a minute, why did you need that?
We're vampires and we're buying a church. It's a bit offbeat.
It's an extra level of weirdness though, like. You know what I mean? Like
it's weird, yeah.
You could have pulled that right out. It didn't add anything.
Well, if you wanted the final fight to be in a church, you could have
already had one all around.
Well, like the Duke could have settled up in a church.
Yeah,
and it's like, oh, ironic or something, right? But here, you almost think it's going to come into play where no one would think to look for vampires in a church.
Yeah.
But I don't even know if they give that lip service to it. They just say, I'm weird, I'm rich, I want to buy a church.
No.
We don't care to rent. We're going to be buying. You can take it with you and count it.
There's weird stuff too, like where the sister character, like, her boyfriend like cheats on her, like they mention her name and like blood is in the water. She's like, and she's just there.
You got a bit too much Helen on
It figures I'd find you here.
And you're like, okay, that's strange. But then speaking of blood, she like just randomly bumps into our prince there.
Bottle your finest wine for me, huh?
How come I can't drink this?
I'm just getting over the flu.
Prada.
And goes, let me have a sip of your champagne or whatever. And he's like, oh, not that one. And she grabs it like anyway.
Can I have a sip of your wine?
Not this one, please. We'll get you something.
Stealing a stranger's drink, does not take a sip. She chugs it. It's blood, spoiler, and she doesn't even react.
Let's be clear, it's blood and the wine bottle just fucking says blood on it.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. I'm like, that's awesome. It's like blood brand blood. It's like hilarious.
I like to think though that it says blood in English, so maybe they just don't know what that says.
Or they're just like, oh, it's got this fancy label with these symbols. I don't know what they mean. Yeah, it's great. It just says blood in fucking bold, impact font. Yeah, that's when I was like, is she a vampire? Is she gonna be like, I like blood. This is great. We can be a thing. Like, where's this going?
It's
What's
very
happening?
weird. Like, yeah, but her drinking
Or is it
the
meant to
blood,
be like, I'm so tough? Like, what is that meant to be? I don't have taste buds?
I think it's just, I'm dumb. I don't know.
Didn't you notice? First she was crying, then she was laughing. She's a psycho.
How dare you besmirch her name?
Another crazy thing with drinks is like, so we mentioned Jackie Chan's wife is like a lush, and she just drinks like crazy. So he's trying to fight a drink away from her at the altar.
That's for toast. No, wait a minute. Wait. I mean, no more the drink, okay?
Come on.
Great. That's
And
so
she's
good.
like the Winter Soldier. Like
So
the drink
good.
drops,
It's so good.
she catches it with her hand. And he's like, what the fuck is happening?
Oh, great. Now look. Wait. Hey, stop.
That's what I mean with that everyone knows kung fu thing.
Yeah.
Or in Dragon Ball Z, like Chi-Chi throws down at one point.
I hope you like black and blue, cause you're gonna be wearing it for a while!
And you're like, oh shit, Goku knows how to pick him. It has this little vibe. I'm sorry, whatever. The point is, things happen, and just like, oh, I love that. Where it's like your little human friend is just like also doing the fucking like spinning, and you're like, oh, and the guy's falling, or he catches things and does a weird thing at the party. Oh.
But it's not just that they know it. The sister is not a superhero.
They're actively
by any stretch of the
practicing,
imagination.
yes.
She beats a vampire, essentially. Yeah. We've established that they can jump 40 feet. He rips the door off a van. He's obviously super strong, but a teenage girl is like besting him in physical combat.
Think about how high her power level must be for a human.
Over 9,000.
It's over 9,000! 9,000?!
No, that's crazy. No, it would be like 200 maybe. If that.
206. Not bad.
Oh, wow!
So I have a note, and it says, did he rope burn his dick? I think he like shoots the grappling hook and like pulls it through, and like it's like like through a guy's crotch.
There's something like that. There is, where you're like, why is that? Jackie Chan does that?
I don't know who does that. I forget.
Okay.
No, he's gone. I said he's gone.
Never mind, he's gone.
So let's talk about Jackie Chan in his like.
Who's also playing Jackie.
Jackie.
What is it?
Yeah, well that's when she's like, Jackie, turn left up ahead. I was like, is he just? And then yeah, he's just playing a character also named Jackie, playing himself.
Jackie, hurry, vampires!
I'm only gonna be here 3 days, guys. Just call me Jackie.
It'll be easier for all of us if you just call me my name.
Now, Jackie, we would love to see that. Wouldn't we love to see that? His name is Lee, goddammit. Lee, we would love to see that. We would love to see that. What would Lee?
Let's just do that. So he's like an ambulance driver, whatever his job is. Yeah.
I mean, who would want to steal from a hospital?
Yeah, but thieves are trying to steal everything nowadays.
And it's like him and a nurse. That nurse should win a fucking Oscar.
Her facial expression
so
and
good.
screaming while looking right into the camera. Is among the best.
Thank you. Good. I was afraid you were going to be like, Lee, you're crazy. What do you mean? Nope. Yes. No. Because Jackie. Okay. So like, Jackie Chan is doing what he always does. He's been flung out of the door, so he's like on the like tips of his nice shoes, dragging on the road while he's like oh, and doing his whole thing, hanging onto the door of the of the moving van. And it cuts to her, who is like, this is clearly not something she sees on a regular basis. I don't know if they don't usually drive together or something, but this is like very out of the ordinary, which was fucking great. It was awesome. And there's a whole fight. He does a whole thing. There's vampires. But this is where the comedy comes more into play.
Well, and also just the idea that they even find him. Because they don't know he's an ambulance driver. She's only met him once on accident when they crashed his wedding. And she gave him a wedding ring that's like a vampire's ring that she somehow got back that we never saw happen. So I'm like, what's up with that?
Here, take this.
Okay,
here, take this.
It's now time to exchange the ring.
What's this?
It's a bed ring.
It's not the one I wanted.
Look, I'll give you the other ring later, all right?
But then there's in his ambulance, like trying to recover, there is blood in there that he could have been drinking the whole time. And they open their door to go to work, as you do, and there they are, and she's like, oh, I saved your wedding, help me. And I'm like,
what are you doing in here?
I was at your wedding. I gave you the ring, remember? My friend needs help.
Well, looks to me like he's terminal.
What?
She goes, oh, it's you. No, but like, that's what it is. They needed to, because sometimes you're watching an anime and it's episode 3 and you're like, why are they playing tennis? Or like, why are they at a pool party? Why is this happening? And then in episode 8, you're like, oh, because now his daughter knows him, and when he runs up, she's like, yeah, my dad has a time machine, and they fucking do the thing, and you're like, what is happening? It gives me that vibe. Absolutely. It's perfect. Because, if it had been any other ambulance driver, he would have been like, I'm calling security. It's whatever. But he's like, damn, you're right. You did save my wedding.
We're running out of time.
With your literal flaming vampire boyfriend and the kung fu in the ring. 10 out of 10, folks.
You okay? Who the hell are you?
So, but then they defeat the vampires. He shoves handfuls of pills into their mouths.
Yes.
And
oh my god.
And then they start to dance, and you're like what
a
is
Bollywood
happening?
Movie, yeah.
But do you think that this went too far? This was.
I think it ends abruptly, and I'm like,
Yeah.
but wait, what happened now? Like,
no,
the scene just ends.
They drive away, and they just leave two vampires dancing like Thriller, like. In the middle of the street, because he gives them so many antidepressants that they become happy, and then when you play music, they have to dance instead of fight you.
What did you give them?
Antidepressant. It controls mood swings.
Like, that's something about it having literally nothing to do with vampire lore. Like, for a second, I thought, oh, that's like that OCD thing from the X-Files. And then I'm like, wait, no, this is just...
I was picturing there were going to be coagulation pills
or
something.
I thought
plotting. I don't know.
I thought blood thinners, but I didn't know why he would have handfuls of giant pills that are blood thinners. But hey, it's an ambulance. They're well stocked over there. I don't know.
Or like a UV light, like I don't know, anything other than what he did do.
Vitamin D. Oh my God.
All we need is a little music. Hit the radio.
Okay, whatever. But that's the last we see of Jackie, I think?
Yeah.
And like literally?
Unceremoniously
Wow.
gone. Yeah.
He just drives away and you're like, okay.
There was no reason to see him ever, so.
Yeah. It is nice that we got what we got.
Fine,
Sure.
Give me some more blood.
Okay. Like AP. He'll love it.
The vampires turned to dust, and I thought that was like serviceable. It was pretty good.
The first time it happened, I was like, oh no, the dusting or whatever. But once they're being quicker and once it's wider and stuff, there's the when Prada dies. He's dusting, but it's slow, and he's like, help me, and I'm like, it doesn't look good there.
I feel funny, Mr. Stark.
Yeah.
I don't feel so good.
Yeah, it was literally that. But then there's like a big sweeping shot where they're like spinning with their weapons and vampires are going.
It just made me question the rules of vampires more, because there's a lot of, like I said, like just chopping somebody in like the shoulder and they're dust. And I'm like,
And there's no like, oh, well, the swords are made of a special type of. It's not a thing, right?
No,
Exactly.
and maybe there is, and we just didn't get that. But I don't know. There feels
they
like,
just
I
know
feel
that
like I'm showing up to episode 2 of something. Like where there's a lot where I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
And that's probably the dub. But maybe not. I don't know.
You're being a jerk.
So we mentioned our hero's weapons. The villain has like a chain fist thing, like straight out of One Piece. I'm like, what is this?
Oh, you'll hit weeb. Watches One Piece now.
That'd cramp my reputation as a freak. Oh, I gotta move, man.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's like another, by that point I was just like, I am watching anime. It's like Pacific Rim. I'm just watching a live action anime. But yes, he has this long, and the first time, because it's like a real hand. He like points and does stuff.
It does
and
make
then
sense.
He goes whing, and it's this like long punch. Though.
And when he loses it, like he still has a hand, so I'm like, what is that?
Whoa, no, does he? Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, because she like takes care. Oh, I've like defeated it. Oh, she spits her tooth out like a bullet. One of her vampire teeth breaks off. Listen, there's something about just like, hey, we're making a movie. How many ideas can we work in? How many little things can we do? And they did it.
There's a great setup and payoff where the sword gets embedded in the ceiling. And then later that's the sword she gets to finish him. I'm like... Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing things here.
No. And it's this wonderful thing where like the new, she like rises to the occasion. She eats the secret bumbleberries or something, and she becomes so powerful. Her eyes black out. She gets her own fangs, and she's fighting and stuff. Oh yeah, it's going the whole thing.
She throws a shoe.
Oh my God! Who throws a shoe? I forgot all about that.
Who throws a shoe? Honestly.
They're both running, and it's like weird wire work where like it's like Tom Cruise running in the air and like floating towards him, like too slow, I think. But whatever. One does a sword, I think, right?
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, the other one doesn't have a weapon. What is she gonna do? And it's like.
A chancla.
Yeah, it's damn. That's great. That's so dumb. I love it.
And just as like a last thing here, we have a weird outtakes thing at the end, like most Jackie Chan movies do anyway.
Oh shit! It's a whole
like
other
some
fight.
of these like change parts of the movie and do weird things.
Was
I'm
that-
like, oh, that would have happened earlier, and this is a thing. Are these deleted scenes?
Yeah, was the okay? I was just
there's tooth impotence.
I thought you might like this.
I'm having a little problem.
I was literally like, oh, my notes say deleted at the end. I don't know what that even is. And I'm so happy you've accidentally said, yeah, because that first one I think is a whole fight scene that doesn't happen, right?
Yeah.
Where they're like fighting over like who's doing what in the house. I think it's some weird. You have to
Because
like,
that would have established,
you have to
oh, she's
extrapolate.
capable.
Yes.
But we don't get that. We also get a weird thing where, like, when they're going into battle and war, like, it's not like, oh, we have to go quickly. She's like, oh, let me change. And she changes into, like, her bohemian fucking, I'm like, this outfit. I'm like, oh, that's her go-to going to war outfit?
Okay, we can go now. Is my dress okay?
The fuck is that?
Yeah, she has to be covered.
Got my bedazzlings.
Falling in love makes you blind. Can't you tell? Look at my dress.
Well, no, I thought in the credits, because I was joking, I knew the guy wasn't Jackie Chan, but in the credits, I think I saw Donnie Yen, but I think he's in there as like fight consultant or
That's not Donnie Yen, yeah.
No, not in the movie. I didn't see him anywhere in the movie, but I thought I saw his name in the credits, and that's why after I was done, I was like, wait a minute. And I think he was either the choreographer or the consultant or the coordinator or something, some sort of fight guy or something, which would explain why the fights are good.
I wonder how many Donnie
Because Jackie
Yen
Chan was only there for 2 hours, so
Yeah.
it couldn't have been him doing every fight.
All right, guys, thanks for watching. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about it. Don't die in a fire, and we'll see you next time.
If you want to support the show, head over to cannibalvideo.com, pick up some merch.
And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's something.
Whatever.
Fuck these motherfuckers.
Wow.
Cannibal Video has everything you need. A wide array of VHS and DVDs. We ate the competition, now it's only us. Our expert staff opinions, you